And number one, whenever and wherever you want to talk sports.
Now it's time for Monty in the Morning.
Hey, yo, man. We're back. It's Monday, December 6th, 2021. The Monty Show is live.
Hello.
On your YouTube channel, on your podcast, wherever you get podcasts. And make sure you follow us on social. You can find me, The Monty Show, M-O-N-T-Y, The Monty Show, on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find Jake, SLC Supercars, on all those platforms as well. Just Google search The Monty Show. It makes it all happen. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Good to see you again.
Thanks.
It has been kind of interesting not doing a show, not waking up at 4:30 in the morning.
It hasn't been interesting. It's been nice.
It really had. Like, it's crazy. And we got to talk about, and in our non-sports topics this morning, we'll talk about this. But I think we need to have a conversation about the importance of taking your personal time, because I feel like we don't do that nearly enough in this country. Like, I don't know what you think, but
no, I mean, it's definitely important now, having taken the trip and everything. It definitely made a difference.
Because the first day we left off the plane in Maui, I slept for 10 hours that night.
Yeah.
Like, I essentially got to the resort, laid in bed, and slept for 10 hours.
Yeah.
And I have not slept like that in I don't know how long.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of crazy. I mean, I was already like three drinks deep while you were sleeping.
I was out. Yeah, you guys went to dinner. I was like, nah. I've learned when you go to Hawaii, you just need to go to bed. When you get there, if you want to get a bite to eat, okay, cool. It means you're fat. It's all good.
Yeah.
So naturally, you wanted to get a bite to eat.
Yeah.
But,
for real.
Yeah. The point is, that's right.
Yeah.
The point is, I went to sleep and it was amazing.
Okay.
It was amazing.
Okay.
Speaking of going to sleep, BYU fans are upset. I don't know what the transit was awkward and stuff. You know. But my point is, BYU fans are really, really hot over this lack of a New Year's Six Bowl invite.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that. And we've been talking about this for the better part of 4 or 5 months now. And we've told you right out of the gate, hey, everything was good. Everything was good. Oh, Boise State and Baylor happened. Okay, hey, put your foot on the gas and you got a chance. Because to get into a New Year's Six Bowl, you have to impress other human beings. BYU chose not to do that. That's why BYU is not in a New Year's Six Bowl. They were not screwed. BYU did not get robbed. BYU didn't do what they needed to do on the football field. That's why they're not in a New Year's Six Bowl. I think it's pretty straightforward, Jake. I don't know why it's so controversial.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's controversial because BYU fan feels like, hey, we had this great season. We beat Utah. We were, 6-0 in the Pac-12. Like, BYU fan feels like, hey, we did all this great stuff. But at the end of the day, you didn't do great stuff. Like, yeah, you have those 6 wins. But the problem is, as an independent, you have to do more than a conference champion has to do. I mean, it's no secret. This conversation for independence is tired at this point. I mean, BYU, Notre Dame, anybody you're looking at as an independent, you have to do more. And what more would look like is, you can't lose to, Boise State. You can't have a close-ish game by that game's standards with Georgia Southern. I mean, again, I know that they dominated Georgia Southern, but when we're talking about getting into a New Year's Six Bowl, that game was too close. It should have been a 70-point game. There's just no way around that. Idaho State should have been a 70-point performance, but you didn't want to do that. The Virginia game was not, yes, you put up a ton of points to win that game, but it's not like they put up 10 points, So to me, it would have been nice to be able to say, yeah, we put up 60 points 3 weeks in a row, and then, we went on the road and beat SC at their place. Like, you could have had a nice story there, but that just did not happen. And so this, to me, was never really a surprise. I mean, did you have a chance? Sure. Were you in the conversation? Sure. But when it comes down to it, you got to remember, this is literally people sitting at a table, looking at schedules on a TV, looking at the resume and saying, okay, who's got the most impressive situation or story to tell? And BYU does not have that story to tell. And that's what I think BYU fan doesn't want to hear. And I understand it's frustrating, but you have to come to grips with the fact that as an independent, you have to do more. And this, frankly, and this is more of a back burner discussion too, not getting into a New Year's Six, but getting into the Big 12. That's why this is so important. Because if, and really not if, but when you win that conference, there won't be a discussion about New Year's Six bowl or not. You obviously will be. So I just think that BYU fan doesn't really have a leg to stand on to be frustrated, but obviously, as you were just saying, they are frustrated.
Well, and the hard part for me is this whole discussion about boycotting the Independence Bowl and we got screwed. And the fact of the matter is you agreed to play in the Independence Bowl months and months and months ago. You said, hey, this will be our bowl game. You signed a contract. So now all of a sudden, because the outcome didn't, finish the way that you wanted, you feel like you shouldn't have to honor your commitments. And this is the problem for BYU fan. And this is the struggle that I think a lot of BYU fans have. You want to rip Utah and talk about how the Pac-12 is trash. Now you're standing on we went undefeated in the Pac-12 and we beat Utah. We got screwed, so we're not going to honor our commitments. And that just doesn't feel right.
How is Utah in the Rose Bowl?
Yeah, like that. Well, Utah's in the Rose Bowl very simply because they did what they had to do on the field.
Yeah, well,
BYU
fan is saying, hey, we beat Utah. How come we're not in the Rose Bowl? How come we're not in a major bowl? How come we're not getting that opportunity? And it just doesn't work that way. You have to understand that. I mean,
if you're asking yourself why Utah is in the Rose Bowl and you're not, again, with all due respect, and I said this a couple of weeks ago talking about this, you just don't understand how the College Football Playoff Committee works. I mean, this is an opinion-based group, as you just said. This is a group of guys and gals that get together every week and talk football. And whoever's got the strongest opinion wins. And Gary Barta, the AD at Iowa, who's the chairman of the committee, straight up said, hey, BYU would have had to leapfrog Michigan State, and that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Because we didn't respect Michigan State. We put Michigan ahead of Michigan State, right? Remember that? That
yes.
whole, like you look at Alabama right now. How's Alabama the number one team in the college football playoff? Well, they beat Georgia. But Michigan, but it's opinion-based. They're the number one team. Alabama is the number one team in the college football playoff because the committee said so.
This is Coach Saban?
Yeah, like the committee said so. And you have to understand that what the committee says, it goes.
Yep.
It is that simple. That's the thing that I think so many people can't understand. BYU fan, you want to say A plus B equals a New Year's Six bowl. Well, you're forgetting the C, which is everybody else's opinion. And this isn't because you're a Mormon. This isn't because you wanted money. Or they wanted, somebody said to me yesterday on Twitter, no, the only reason BYU's out is they want to keep the money in the big conferences. So you don't think 1 million viewers, probably 2 million viewers on TV, a massive attendance turnout, you don't think that any bowl game wouldn't want BYU. You don't think like a New Year's Six bowl would love the idea of having a massive TV number for their sponsors, for their title sponsors, no, we don't need that. Are you kidding me? Putting BYU into a major bowl game, any bowl game, is a big payday for everybody. So that argument just doesn't hold water. My frustration is BYU has had a historic run in football.
Mm-hmm.
A run like we've never seen, even in the national championship era. We've never seen BYU have a run like this. It is incredible what Kalani and company have done. And you are just crapping all over that. You are just throwing that away, talking about, oh, we're going to boycott the Independence Bowl. That's an embarrassment.
Yeah.
Do you realize the damage you are doing to the brand? When you as a BYU fan co-sign some idea about, we're not going to live up to our contractual obligation because we don't like it anymore. I mean, it's just, to me, it is so detrimental.
When did quitting become the solution to not liking something? This is the other thing that I don't get. Like on that point, like when did we when did BYU fan or football fan, come to a place where you thought it was okay to say, well, we're just not going to do this because we don't like it. Essentially quitting on the season and everything that you've played for. What is that about? How is that living up to, what I would say BYU, lives by? How is that what you should be doing? And I just don't get that. And I think that, these situations always bring me back to the conversations we had on this show probably, I don't know, a month ago now, probably, when we were talking about Idaho State and Georgia Southern and, and not kicking the hell out of those teams, and it really obviously goes back to the Boise State game. But I just think that even if you had lost that game, if you don't change that result and you win out the rest of the way, let's say you found a way to beat, Baylor and you did everything you were supposed to do outside of Boise State, I think we'd be having a different conversation today.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I remember all the times when BYU fan was like, well, it's not sporting to kick the living hell out of Idaho State and, you got to have respect. And it's like, no, dude,
yes.
like now you can't have it both ways. You can't in that moment say, well, you got to be nice to Idaho State, but then be pissed off when you don't get into a New Year's Six Bowl. And this is why I say these are lessons learned or should be lessons learned if you're a BYU fan and not understanding why you didn't get the results you wanted to get.
Yeah, and I would be upset too. If I were a BYU fan, it's frustrating that, BYU didn't handle its business on the field.
But don't
That's
be
the
upset
bottom
with
line.
the committee. I agree with you. Be upset, but be upset for the right reasons.
Yes.
Too often on Twitter yesterday, I'm seeing people talk about, well, the committee screwed us and everybody hates BYU and, just having like little brother syndrome as we talk about on the show all the time. Right? That it's not. This has nothing to do with the committee hating you or some bias against BYU. This, as always, has to do with what you did on the field, and that is, I feel like, the true common theme amongst all the teams in college football. It's what you did on the field in your situation. So, like you brought up Alabama being the number one team in the college football playoff. They're there because they beat Georgia in an impressive fashion. Frankly, they dominated Georgia. They doubled them up, right?
Yes.
They showed out. BYU did not handle their business on the field. And so I don't know, man. I think if you're a BYU fan, it's petty to be hating on Utah this morning. I think it's petty to be hating on the committee. I think if you should be hating on anybody or questioning anybody, it's, the program. What are we doing? Why was Jaron playing against Boise State? Why did we do things in certain moments through this season that put us in this position? That's the question you should be asking, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think we had this conversation repeatedly during the year of, why did Jaron play against Boise State? We talked about this. We told you he had multiple injuries, and he was not prepared to play in that game, and you played him anyway. And I think it cost you. I think that the Baylor loss, you got beat by a team that was better than you. The Baylor Bears were a better football team than you, right? But you still had everything in front of you. This is what I was saying to Utah fans. After they lost the San Diego State game, and I'm not going to games, and I'm selling my tickets, and, well, what's going to happen when you run through the Pac-12? And go back and look on my Twitter timeline. I was telling people, hey, Utah's got every chance to do what needs to be done. Even after the Oregon State loss, it was painfully obvious that Utah was in the driver's seat for the Rose Bowl. And then when you beat Oregon, and then you beat Oregon again to seal it, like, you just have to handle it on the field.
Yeah, which, by the way, congratulations to Utah fan. Can we just say that real quick, too?
Yeah.
Like I think hell of a season. No doubt people are talking about the fact that both Baylor and Utah have gone to bowl games after quitter quarterback left both of those programs, which I think really does matter.
Exactly.
I think it's definitely worth pointing that out. And I think no matter what Kyle Whittingham's future is in the program, I think this is by far, I haven't been covering Utah football for, a long time, right? Like, I'm probably only a couple years in at this point, but in my time that I've seen him covering the program, this is by far the best coaching job he's ever executed. This is better than 2019 now. to beat Oregon 2 times in a row, like I just think it's worth saying. Hell of a season. Here's to winning the Rose Bowl. If you do, I think they deserve all the credit.
Yeah, I think that this is easily one of the best seasons that Kyle Whittingham's ever had. And I think, interestingly enough, I think the adversity and everything that Utah went through this year defined this season, made this season possible, because it kept Utah on such a razor's edge the entire year. The Aaron Lowe story, obviously it tied Jordan into Aaron Lowe. It just, you can't replicate that kind of emotion. You can't create that, fabricate it, manufacture it. The realness of it kept the Utah Utes on that razor's edge, and they played like it. They played like they had a point to prove, and I think they proved that point loud and clear. This is a tale of two different teams.
Seriously,
once the quarterback was gone,
yep.
Cam Rising took over. The team rallied around him. The Aaron Lowe situation, how Witt and his staff kept this team playing football and kept them focused and used that for fuel. I mean, it's the stuff of legends, man. It really is unbelievable what Utah has been through.
I mean, the season could have been over at the BYU loss. I mean, let's be honest about it. I mean, your season could have ended
I
right
agree.
there.
I absolutely agree. I think when BYU lost to Utah, it would have been easy to slide down the hill. Kyle Whittingham's going to retire. Everything's new. Okay, we get that. That's not what happened. You turned it around and have had the most successful season in the history of Utah Utes football.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. To be winning the Pac-12 championship finally, to be going to the Rose Bowl finally. Utah is not, even in the BCS era, you haven't felt this way. Even during the BCS runs and being the original BCS buster, you haven't felt this way before.
Yeah, I felt like when they beat Oregon that first time, just the way you beat them, dominant fashion. I mean, again, if you watch that game, the call to call the timeout right before the half, to force Oregon to kick the football again, to get it to Britton Covey, to have him run it, like, it just, all those little decisions matter, man. And I think it's, obviously it goes without saying that, all's for naught if you don't win the Rose Bowl, right? But this has been a hell of a season. And I just think that it just goes to show you, like football is different than any other sport out there, man. I mean, basketball, it's even different than basketball. I just feel like, Kyle Whittingham will forever be a name at Utah, and he deserves that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that he's earned his spot in the history of college football in the state, even before, this season kicked off. I mean, it's hard to argue that Kyle Whittingham is, one of the best coaches, maybe the best coach to ever do it in the state, but I just am really happy for everybody associated with that Utah program. I mean, what they've been through, nobody should ever feel that pain. I mean, nobody should ever feel the turmoil.
Yeah.
I mean, you had 2 players die in less than a year. Your quarterback quit on you. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
That they've been able to persevere through injuries, that they've been able to persevere through tragedy. I mean, the rumors surrounding Kyle Whittingham, you had every reason to fold and you never did.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. And you know what? The other thing that I think is, excuse me, so remarkable about this year is this might be the best season in the history of football in this state. When you look at, obviously Utah winning the Pac-12, going to the Rose Bowl, Utah State winning the Mountain West Championship, so congratulations on being a AAA football team that, no, I'm not going to do it. Congratulations on winning the Mountain West Championship.
Okay. So that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, that is how it's going to. Look, it's nothing against the Aggie Tears. I just am not a Mountain West fan. And I had all the people on Twitter, are you guys at least going to mention Utah State? Yeah. They won the Mountain West. I mean, it's an accomplishment.
My word.
Yeah, I mean, hey, just like Alabama won the SEC championship, Utah State won the Mountain West championship. Okay. Anyway,
Y'all feel me?
Yeah, I mean, I hate the Mountain West.
Oh my God, dude.
I hate the Mountain West.
Okay.
And BYU leaving the Mountain West.
Yeah.
And for all these years, Utah fans and everybody else is like, hey, man, you guys got to take the blue Kool-Aid and sip it into the Mountain West, man. Just, go back. You got to go back. Little brother down there. Team down south.
Yeah.
Decade of dominance.
Yeah.
Got to go back.
Yeah.
No. There's no going back. Because what BYU's done as an independent, on the precipice of getting into a New Year's Six Bowl. What's amazing to me, and I'm intentionally not reading BYU Barry. Need a new Barry. BYU Barry routinely DMs me and was going on about how after the Boise game, any hope of a New Year's Six was gone.
Uh-huh.
And we've been saying on this show for weeks, hey, it's not over. It's not over.
Uh-huh.
Hey, man, just handle your business. Like trounce Idaho State. You didn't. Go down to Georgia Southern and prove a point. You didn't. Go to USC, win the game. You did. Well, you know what? You had 4 out of 5 weeks where you didn't handle your business. It's that simple.
And now you're upset that you're not in a New Year's Six.
And you agreed you were done, and now all of a sudden you don't get a New Year's Six. And it's, we're victims. They hate the Mormons. Oh, man, they hate the Mormons. You knew it. You knew it was going to happen. They were going to snatch it from us.
Check yourself.
Yeah, they hate us. And it's like, hey, man, you're the reason you didn't get in. You didn't handle your business on the football field. But Barry's going on, this morning about how all along I've been a Utah fan and I just hate BYU. And we're probably doing something right on this show when Utah fan is like, you're a BYU fan.
Yeah.
And BYU fans like, you're a Utah fan. You're pandering to Utah because they're in the Rose Bowl now.
To what do I owe this pleasure?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling you, if you're gonna roll in the comments this morning and be a victim as a BYU fan, you're probably not gonna have a very good morning.
Hey,
because you are not a victim this morning. You are not. Let's see.
Who had the first comment of the day?
Tanner Plummer.
Okay.
Morning, boys.
Reliable.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Tanner.
John Jackson, missed you guys. Appreciate that. James Knight, welcome back, guys. Hope you had a great break. Tanner Plummer, think about it. The reason why BYU was 15th in the first college football playoff ranking was mainly because they put up 66 against Virginia. That 66 matters. Style points absolutely matter. I agree with that. John Jackson, BYU had a chance to prove something and passed it up. I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
Roy Wall, good morning, gents. Good morning, Roy. Good to see you. BYU fan CJ says, actually, Tanner, a conference championship matters per Barta, which is news because Notre Dame didn't win a conference, but got in. Which is news because Notre Dame didn't win a conference, but is in. Because Notre Dame has been essentially called, like one of the historic teams in football. And back to the BCS, and when the college football playoff was announced, Notre Dame was conference or not, anointed a team that's eligible for the college football playoff.
Yeah.
And by the way, Notre Dame handled their business on the field. I mean, if you look at Notre Dame's schedule and if you look at Notre Dame's result, and this is the point, like, see, already, when I look at people and I say, hey, they're 11-1, Notre Dame's a mediocre football team. But what did Notre Dame do? Notre Dame put up 55 against Georgia Tech, 45 against Stanford, 28-3 against Virginia.
See, that's a great example. 28-3 against Virginia. What's the difference between BYU? I don't remember what Virginia did against BYU. I think they had like 30. They're 45.
40-something, yeah.
Like 40-something. I mean, that's a different result for Notre Dame than it is for BYU. So I think that matters.
What I'm telling you is BYU and Notre Dame are both independent. The difference is Notre Dame's got history on its side, and Notre Dame steamrolled people to end the season because they were trying to prove a point. They were trying to prove a point. And the point is, hey, we belong here. The point's not sportsmanship, got to be nice, appreciate you guys playing us. Oh, you punched me in the face, we're going to take a knee. Like, that's not how you prove a point. You prove a point in the box score because that's what people are going to look at when they're trying to decide who the 12 teams on New Year's Day is going to be.
Yeah.
So you can sit here and blame Notre Dame now, and I'm just going to tell you you don't get it. You don't understand. Sitting here, with all due respect, CJ, if your point is that, hey, why is Notre Dame in? You don't understand. You don't know how the college football playoff works. You don't understand how college football works.
It's an opinion. Like,
and they have anointed Notre Dame as a national power. They've essentially written it down.
Yeah.
That Notre Dame doesn't need to be in a conference to get in. They're not. Remember when it was, well, everybody, if you're going to get in, you've got to play, P5 teams. Notre Dame was earmarked as a P5 team. BYU was not.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not new.
Yeah.
How are you railing? Whatever.
I know.
Tanner says BYU to CJ. He says, well, it's a good thing BYU is going to be in the Big 12 in 2023.
Agreed.
There you go.
Agreed.
Greg Hawkins says, welcome back, fellas. Go Utes.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Leonard Avalo says, is Whittingham going to retire? I don't think he is. He's given no indication he's going to retire. I mean, he's been out recruiting now. He's given no indication he's going to retire. May he retire? Sure.
And I don't know, man. Like, I could see how people would be like, well, this would be a nice season to retire on. Cause like this is one of his best jobs ever. Like, this would be a good point for him. But I don't know, man. Like, you get over this adversity, and now you start to feel like, man, like, this is like, okay, what can we do when we don't go through this adversity? What can we do with a normal season? So I don't know. I'd kind of be surprised.
I'd be surprised if he retired too. I hope he doesn't. Greg Hawkins says BYU needed to win against Boise State. They couldn't get it done. That's on them. Such is the price of independence.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just in, really talking to people, understanding how this college football playoff works. And Heather Dinich, who works at ESPN and is one of the leading college football voices in this country when it comes to rankings, college football playoff, I've learned so much from her. And everybody that I've spoken to about this says it's an opinion-based thing. There's no formula for how you get in.
There's no benchmark. There's no, hey, if you do this, you're in. That's not how it works.
And this is, I will just again ask you, if you're a disgruntled BYU fan this morning, why is Alabama number one? Why isn't Cincinnati number one? Explain it. If it's all about wins and losses, it's not. Why isn't Cincinnati number one?
Yeah.
Well, because nobody thinks they're the best team in college football. And Alabama went and beat the crap out of an undefeated Georgia team in the SEC championship game, which is why Alabama's number one.
This is Coach Saban.
Like, he is, I'm telling you now.
Stud.
And I tweeted this, and a bunch of people replied about, how I'm just over the moon on Nick Saban. The guy's the greatest coach to ever coach football.
Yeah.
And if there's ever been a coach who's done it better than Nick Saban, I don't know who that would be. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. You don't have to like Nick Saban. He's earned your respect.
Yeah.
And my God, what they have done.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's an impressive win. I mean, this version of Alabama has not been as good as prior versions of Alabama.
How do you explain that their defense has been average all year?
Yeah.
Rolled into the last month of the season and then rolled into the SEC championship game, and they won with defense. They beat Georgia with defense.
Yes.
How is that possible? I don't know. Oh, because they're really well coached.
Yeah, I mean, it just is getting better, working on the little things. Like, I know it sounds like coach talk, but that's how you go from being a mediocre defense this year to coming out and, in the highest, most important moment of your season, getting it done. That's how that happens.
Yeah. I don't know. Nick Saban's a god. Like, who's the best? Who's a better coach than Nick Saban?
I mean, everyone's going to go to Bill Belichick for sure.
But I mean, yeah. Okay. I would disagree. I think Nick Saban is far more accomplished than Bill Belichick. I think it's much more difficult to win consistently at the highest level as Nick Saban has.
In college football.
Yeah. I mean, especially now with the rate of attrition, kids going pro, this NIL stuff. Like, I mean, you're dealing with teenagers and you're counting on them to win you championships.
Yeah, I mean, I would put Saban over Belichick because I think Belichick had a lot of consistency in his time, with Brady, obviously, and how they had that team built. But I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's like, the MJ or LeBron conversation. I mean, they're both just ridiculous.
Greg Hawkins says Notre Dame lost only one game this year to Cincinnati. And that's the other thing. Notre Dame's loss was to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Right? They have 11 NCs. They absolutely belong in the top 10. I would agree. Clinton Griffith, good morning to you. BYU did not look good against USC with their third and fourth string players. The committee had to see that question BYU's ability to be competitive in a New Year's Six game. I don't know. I don't think the USC style points were a problem. You didn't look good against Georgia Southern. You didn't look good against Idaho State. You took your foot off the gas at halftime against Idaho State, and they're not watching. Here's the thing. How many times can I explain this? 9 out of 10 people on that committee, and I would say damn near the entire committee. How many of them watched Georgia Southern versus BYU? None?
How many had ESPN Plus?
How many watched watched Idaho State versus BYU? None?
Yeah.
So what are they doing? They're looking at the list of games for BYU, and they're like, oh, 2 losses, and this is what we said, and everybody said we were idiots, and you don't know what you're talking about, and style points don't matter. Would BYU have been better off scoring 60 points 3 games in a row?
Yeah.
I can make an argument if they had done that, they have a far better chance of getting in.
It's about your story, man. It's about what you look like on paper, not what you actually look like on the field for certain teams, and BYU is one of those teams. That's just how it is for them,
They lost 2 in a row. What was their schedule? Boise loss, Baylor loss. Washington State on the road win, right, which is a big deal. That's a good win. Then you come home, and then I think it's Virginia. You put 66 on Virginia. And then, I mean, you played well against Idaho State, 59-14. I mean, that's a good win. 59's different than 60. Oh, it's 1 point. Are you kidding me?
1 point won't keep them out of the college football, New Year's Six bowls.
Okay, well, then it was 34-17 against Georgia Southern. What if that was 64-17 and 64 to 40, 66-49, 64-14, and 64-17. And then you go to USC and you win 35-31. My guess is you're real close to being in. It's going to be tough to make an argument that BYU doesn't belong in there. Well, they scored 60 points 3 times, and this is the Hall of Fame comparison I always make, right? How do guys get into the Hall of Fame? Buck O'Neil finally got into the Hall of Fame yesterday after like 80 years because you have one guy who's going to advocate for Buck O'Neil, who in this case is BYU to the playoff committee. And you're going to have 1 person, 2 people that are going to sit there and debate it. Well, BYU did score 60 points 3 games in a row. They ended the season on a 5-game winning streak, including USC and Washington State. That Washington State game was on the road. And they scored 60 points against Bronco Mendenhall in Virginia. And some say that they ended Bronco Mendenhall's tenure at Virginia. And then, look, they went and dismantled the 2, trap games. And then they finished in L.A., and they're injured. With all these injuries, they still beat USC. I'm going to vote for. I'm going to put him in. That's how this thing works, man.
Yeah.
Ask Michigan State.
Yeah.
Right? Ask Georgia. If you're Georgia, are you not pissed that you're not like, are you kidding? Like, what are we even talking about?
Yeah, man.
What are we even talking about? Like, it's opinion. It's conjecture. They had a chance. Patrick Beercroft said the Ducks should never have been rated so high in the polls. Maybe not, but they were. They
Why?
were. Absolutely.
Why? They beat Ohio State at the shoe.
Georgia Southern was a good point. I agree. Alex T says San Diego is a good point. Okay. Okay. Hey, where's Eric C? Is he too embarrassed to show his face after Utah State kicked the crap out of his Aztecs?
Where is Aaron right now?
Yeah, where's Eric C? Eric, we waiting on you.
Eric, where you at, bro?
You know what I'm saying?
Shout to Mobamba.
Where you at?
Do you guys watch?
Wait. What did I hear you read what I just thought I heard you read?
Do you guys watch football? It's ludicrous. Oh, a ludicrous bomb.
Wow.
It's ludicrous to think BYU was ever getting in, even if they went undefeated. Well, that's just one of those comments where you drop it to stir the pot.
Yeah.
You know. Larry Pilgrim says that possible and should have loss at USC hurt BYU. Along with the loss to Boise and Utah becoming so much better in the end, had BYU right where they should be. Wazoo as well.
Okay.
I don't understand what you mean. I think Utah getting, the winning the conference championship for the Pac-12 only helped BYU.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question about that. The issue is, to me, Arizona State was a crushing win. I mean, Arizona was going to be shit all year. Like, they were never going to be good.
Yeah.
Never going to be good. So you needed Washington State. You needed Arizona State. You needed Utah. You needed SC. And I think some of it is that your strength of schedule at the end of the day wasn't as good as it could have been because the Pac-12 was down this year. And this, again, goes back to my original point that if you're going to, the Pac-12 sucks, don't stand on the mountain of we were undefeated against the Pac-12.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of both there. So I don't know. I think the whole college football playoff argument is very good for college football.
Yeah, I mean, this is why it's so successful.
Yes.
But I think I still maintain, what I said, whenever that was we talked about a month ago or whatever it was, that I do wish that there was a better, more clear system, a better way to say to teams like BYU, hey, this is what you have to do. But at the end of the day, I guess we're sitting here talking about that we knew what they had to do, which was, we knew that they had to be, what would have been, 11-1 or whatever,
they needed to be Baylor or Boise.
Yeah, I mean, you needed to be double-digit victories, one loss, that kind of situation to be there.
Yeah. What do you say to Cincinnati this morning?
I mean, nice season.
I mean, you're 13-0 and you got to play Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to you getting eliminated. That's what I say.
By the way, Mechie's probably done for the year with a knee injury.
Yeah,
it's a big loss. I think he had 96 catches for Alabama this year.
Yeah, man.
That's a big loss. But I mean, the system is what it is.
Yeah,
very clearly you need more than 4. Very clearly. And I guess BYU going into a conference, going into the Big 12, that'll answer a lot of these questions, but
well, I mean, I just think it makes their path much easier and clearer and more straightforward. I mean, easier is probably not the word because you never know. I mean, you're gonna have to run through Baylor and these other teams, I guess. But I think that it just is a clear, hey, win your conference, you're in. Like that's it. Now it comes down to can you win your conference?
But, I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I think is the Big 12 a guaranteed college football playoff spot? It's not. I mean, your conference champion gets into a New Year's Six game.
Yeah.
But
for BYU, that's where you're at. Let's not beat around the bush here. You're not a college football playoff team right now. You're trying to get to New Year's Six status right now.
Yeah. But if you look at Baylor's going to the Sugar Bowl.
Yep.
You know, I mean, that's not a bad place to be. By the way, am I the only one? We should talk about coaching changes. What in the hell is Mario Cristobal doing? Like, am I the only one that was shocked by that?
Getting the bag.
Did you guys hear about this? Mario Cristobal is leaving Oregon. He's leaving Phil Knight University to go to the University of Miami, not Ohio, the Hurricanes.
Bet you weren't expecting this one.
I mean, that's a little sus. Like, why would you be leaving Phil Knight University, Nike U? Why would you be leaving Nike U to go to Miami?
The paint splatter uniforms weren't good enough?
Apparently not. I mean,
I don't know, dude. I'm with you. I mean, I don't know.
Their uniforms are trash.
I mean,
Come on.
Yeah, I have to say I was a little surprised. I mean, I feel like Oregon's a better job than Miami. You know, like I think I don't know, man. I have to think he probably got paid. Maybe he wanted a new start. Maybe he wanted to work in Florida where there's no income tax. Who the hell knows?
Well, and that's where he's from. So I mean, there is something about going home. But I mean, if you look at Brian Kelly to LSU, good luck with that.
To what do I owe this pleasure?
Brian Kelly.
Nice accent, bud.
Yeah. How about Brian Kelly introducing himself at an LSU basketball game in front of a full house with a fake Southern accent? That's Brian Kelly. The guy's a fraud. Notre Dame's an average team. And I, as a diehard Notre Dame fan, get the out. Like, let me hold the door. Can I carry your bags to the plane? Please. I'll even pack your office. Get out.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's a good day for Notre Dame, right? And you know what? You start looking at, hey, what did I tell you about the USC job? Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma.
Yeah.
To go take the USC job.
You nailed it. They got their boy. They got him.
USC is a power job. It's a job that everybody wanted. I'm telling you, Lincoln Riley's a home run for them. USC is back. He was recruiting the next day. He was recruiting. And he was flipping commits from Oklahoma to USC.
That's the best part of the whole thing. Watching the commits be like, man, it was such an honor to be in this program. I love you guys, but I'm going to have to go ahead and decommit. And then 5 minutes later, oh my God, I'm so excited to be a Trojan.
Fight on, Boomer Sooner, right? Like, I mean, it's amazing to me, some of the decisions that were made. I don't know what ultimately is going to, like the Oregon job, you would think, like, is Oregon a good job?
Yeah.
I guess.
It has access to the college football playoff.
Well, but yeah, so Washington State's a good job? Hell no.
Yeah, but they're not. Come on, dude.
But no, I'm not. I'm being serious. Everybody in the Pac-12 has access.
Yeah, but that's not. You know damn well what I mean. You're Washington State doesn't have the same access that Oregon has. Oregon's a brand. Oregon has history now. You know, as far as the college football playoff goes. You know, like Oregon is a good job. Is it the best job? No, it's not the best job, but it's a good job.
Yeah. You know, I think
I'll take Oregon over UCLA. I can tell you that. I'll take Oregon over. I mean, I don't think you can say you take Oregon over Utah. Certainly, I think those are very close. But I don't know. Where does it stack up? I mean, is it better than, you know, is Oregon better than Clemson right now in terms of job status?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a tough question.
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I think Oregon's a good job only because of the money, the NIL stuff. Like, Oregon's a good job. Like, Kalen DeBoer taking the job at Washington, I think that's a huge gamble. I think that's a huge gamble. I think USC is in the driver's seat in this conference for a long time to come.
And I hope so. I mean, the conference needs it. You know, if you're a Utah fan, you should probably be terrified, frankly. But how great would it be to see, you know, the SC logo in the college football playoff? That would be really good for college football.
Really good. I think it'd be really good for the Pac-12.
Yeah, I mean,
now having said that, I hate USC. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I don't want USC to win another game.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a lot of ass kickings for Notre Dame. Let's be honest.
I'm a realist.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley's a stud.
Yeah,
Lincoln Riley is a stud. And if Lincoln Riley, I would not be surprised if they were a top 10 team this coming season.
'Cause think
I would
about
not be surprised if they won the South this coming a year from now.
Because didn't Lincoln Riley put out Baker. He also put out
Kyler
Murray. And they've been a pretty dominant team. And so you look at where USC is right now, you have Jackson Dart. He's going to be the guy. And he's going to get developed under Lincoln Riley. I mean, you're talking about him then going out and recruiting weapons for Jackson Dart. I mean, that's going to be a good team. The question is going to be how good. Are we talking about just conference champions? Are we talking about getting all the way to the college football playoff? Like, we're going to have to see what that program turns into. But yeah, I mean, if you're a Utah fan, frankly, if you're even a BYU fan, you should be terrified. I mean, obviously, I don't know the schedule off the top of my head next year, but you should be terrified, no doubt.
And this is the issue with Oregon that I look at. You're being disrespected by Mario Cristobal right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
for Miami, like I kind of
Miami,
like that's a slap in the face.
But he's not making a decision. Mario Cristobal's taking his sweet ass time, crushing any opportunity that Oregon has to win recruiting. Oh, by the way, USC just hired Lincoln Riley. Good luck.
Yeah.
So not only are you not out actively recruiting Mario Cristobal for Oregon, Lincoln Riley's out recruiting all of the players you're probably recruiting.
And so is Kyle Whittingham.
It is not a good thing. And there's a lot of people who think that Phil Knight is, the founder and CEO of Nike, is really upset with Oregon and Mario Cristobal. And he is, whether Mario takes the Miami job or not, which most people say he has already. But if he hasn't taken that and he wants to stay at Oregon, that's probably not going to happen now.
Yeah.
So I just think this has been a crazy season of coaching changes. And it'll be interesting to see how all this lines out. I really hope that Kyle Whittingham doesn't leave Utah.
Yeah.
Because Utah needs Whit right now.
We'll see.
I mean, they absolutely need him. It'll be interesting to see. No, Tanner, I won't be doing a Southern accent. Jeremy Bolton says, well, good morning and welcome back.
Yep.
Thanks, Jeremy. Alex T says, weather, LOL. I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
I'm a BYU fan. We didn't get screwed. Independence is just a crappy way to go into college football. It sucks that UTSA didn't want to play BYU, though. Well, there you go. The Nye guy, why bring this up? Why? The Nye guy says Andy Dalton threw 4 picks in his sleep last night. Thank you.
So that's how it's going to be.
Thank you.
Y'all want to play.
Thank you. Greg Hawkins says Miami has 5 national titles. Oregon has 0. Miami is also a superior location. I kind of get it. Miami is not relevant in college athletics.
Yeah.
They're relevant in baseball. They're not relevant in football or basketball.
Facts.
They're not. Cam Harrison says USC is literally the Pac-12. Glad you guys are back. Shout out to Mo Bamba.
Hey, there you go, bro.
Mo Bamba.
Shout out to Mo Bamba.
Greg Hawkins says Brian Kelly's accent was so cringe. Dude is from Boston, and he was like, my family. No,
You out of your goddamn mind.
I'm not kidding. That's what the motherfucker.
Bro, what? What do you wait? So you've lost 5 of the last 6, and that's a step in the right direction? Are you serious?
We're moving in the right direction. We love Matt Nagy. This is George McCaskey, the owner of the Bears. We love Matt Nagy, and he's an elite coach in this league. Losing by 11 points to a team like the Cardinals is a step in the right direction.
Some shit happened.
Fuck all the way off, George McCaskey. All the way off. Like, I don't know. Did you see that? Like, I tweeted the
Yeah, dude. I'd be upset too.
It's so frustrating. I would give Jake's left nut for the Bears to win a championship.
Yeah.
I would. And your nuts are safe because they're not winning a championship anytime soon.
My word.
Yeah, I'm just telling you now. Matt Nagy is a terrible head coach. Here's the best part. Losing by 11 points to a team like the Cardinals is a step in the right direction. I can't even say this with a straight face. We're just a few pieces away from being a Super Bowl winner.
Come on, guy. Come on.
Oh.
Bruh. What?
Oh.
Dude.
I mean, how much meth does he do out of a Pepsi can?
I honestly don't know.
Seriously.
I don't know. I don't know, what he's looking at, but, I mean.
Hello?
You're not even close, dude.
What are you talking about, man?
How dumb do you think I am?
I mean, what do you take
talking
Bears
about?
fans for? Idiots?
Are you serious? Are you like Joe Burrow being upset he was throwing interceptions yesterday? That's my guy.
Spinal.
You understand? Yeah, he's all jacked up. You understand? He's okay. There's all kind. Matthew Stafford taking a helmet to the chest, bruised ribs, touchdown. That's my guy.
Yeah.
You're not a few pieces away from a Super Bowl. No, you're not. You're a liar. You're a liar. Enjoy the horse track. You're a liar.
You are fake.
You're a liar. Okay, I feel better. I don't feel that's a lie. I don't feel better.
Dude.
It's so frustrating.
We're a couple pieces away from winning the Super Bowl? Are you high? Come on.
Anyway. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not. But New England and Buffalo tonight. They're a couple of pieces away from winning a Super Bowl. Great Monday Night Football game. By the way, did you see Detroit won a game? They beat your guy, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, my guy.
Your guy.
My guy, Jared Goff, won a game.
Yeah, Jared Goff did win a game.
Yeah.
I'm sure Tanner's excited they beat the Jets.
Neat.
Philadelphia. Ooh, Philly special.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I'll stop.
Okay.
That dude must be inhaling some out-of-code Chicago dogs. Yeah, probably. My guy, probably.
Crack, ice,
boom, pow.
I don't know what he's looking at.
I don't either because I just don't understand it.
Yeah, it's
don't
awful.
understand.
I mean, it's the worst place you can be as a football team.
Our sound went out? What do you mean our sound went out? Anyone else lose sound, Jeremy Bolton says. Anthony McCoy points up. John Jackson says, can't hear you.
Bro,
Greg Hawkins says it's back. Tanner says we can hear now.
Bro,
what?
Guess what? Today Monday, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know how what? Anyway, sorry about that. Nagy's going to be with the Bears for life. Yeah, thanks. We appreciate that.
Yeah, really. Thanks.
Thank you. Good morning, fellas. Can we talk about Utah State and that awesome win over the weekend? Justin Salas says.
So you better check yourself.
Bro, chill out with Utah State. Come on.
Guy, it's the mountain.
It's Utah State. We've been over this.
Aggie tears. They won the conference. Cool, bro.
Neat.
I think, honest to God, isn't Utah State playing in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl? The bowl game's called the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
I'm for real.
The Jimmy.
Y'all want to play?
Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
Is that a joke or what? Come on.
Nope. Provo Pit Barbecue says, good morning, guys. No sympathy for BYU. Had they handled their business against Boise, BYU would be in a different conversation.
Facts.
As for my Raiders, I'm crying. God, what is wrong with the Raiders? Why bring this up, Provo Pit? I was having such an average show.
I want better fucking execution.
Yeah, where's John Gruden right now?
Are we clear on that?
They lost 17-15. The Raiders lost to the Washington football team, used to be the women abusers in Washington.
Right.
That played professional football.
Right.
Dan Snyder's a dirtbag.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But you took 2 losses to the Redskins or the Washington football team this year because 1, they got your coach fired, and 2, then they beat you 17-15.
Nice. Nice game, bud.
It's a hell of a game. Ben Roethlisberger's fat. He's going to retire.
About time.
By the way, your boy Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah.
He's not good.
No, he's not. I've been saying Jimmy G's not legit for a while, dude.
Mrs. Monty and I are watching the game. My wife is a huge 49er fan. We're watching the game after she almost fell off the ladder putting up Christmas lights yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is,
Honey.
the
Go
point,
Hawks.
yeah, the point is, she's like, he's not good. I'm like, I know, he sucks. He's not good at all. He's not good at all.
No.
They're terrible.
Yeah. I mean, they're never going to be what they should be until they get a quarterback. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Chris Karn says the Bears' missing piece is Jimmer.
Hey.
Is he available to play like every position on the offensive line? You know, it is what it is. I'm a lifetime Cardinal fan with no Super Bowl, and I feel bad for Bears fans. Thank you.
It's terrible, dude. I mean, it is.
The
rough.
Cardinals are actually very good, though, even with all their injuries.
Yeah.
You know, like Cliffy is not a bad coach. How about Oklahoma wanting Cliff Kingsbury but didn't get him?
Yeah, I wouldn't leave the NFL for Oklahoma.
Will Venables is actually a really good hire for Oklahoma. But I would, if you're Cliff Kingsbury, you didn't want to talk to Oklahoma?
No.
Not when you're on the precipice of.
No. You've been building this thing for 3 seasons now or whatever it is. I mean, you've been getting better each season. You know, there's no doubt. I mean, this team expects to go to the Super Bowl. That's just what they expect now. So, you know, and I think if you're Cliff Kingsbury, this is your first true run. Cliffster. You know, this is your first run in the NFL, and you want to make the most of it. And
that guy's life is amazing. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Cliff Kingsbury is single. He's girlfriended. He has got.
So it is a single or girlfriended?
Yes. He's got like a pound me pad in Scottsdale. Yeah, he is. He's got a pound me pad in Scottsdale. He's good looking. Yeah, I'd hit that.
Go Hawks.
And he is a gazillionaire. He's a head coach in the NFL. Tell me that guy hasn't, like, my God.
Yeah, dude.
I'd have it lined up around the block. Like,
yeah.
I'd have chicks lined up on Camelback Mountain. Like, hey, babe, come on. I'm ready for you. Right. If I'm Cliff Kingsbury. Edgar Garcia says, good morning, my boys.
Hello.
What's up? Good to see you, Edgar. Jeremy Bolton says, Rodgers needs to go to the Niners.
Where is Aaron right now?
Dealing with COVID, too. Yeah,
I've been immunized.
Yeah, sure you have. Sure you have. Whatever. So what you're saying, Monty, is Jake has competition. Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, Jake has a huge dating update for us.
Oh, is it that time in the show already?
Is it?
Are we there already?
Sure.
Okay.
We're an hour in. I mean, we can give a dating update.
Yeah. So we went on a date last night. It was fun. Went for a drive.
Yeah, went on a date. It was fun.
Yeah,
that's the update. The whole thing.
I wasn't even finished yet.
That's
mean, at least let me get through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, all right.
We held hands.
Yeah,
I'm for real.
Yeah, no. I mean, we went on the drive, had a nice time. We got our first kisses out of the way. Like, things were good, man. Things were good. We're making progress.
Blood flow.
Yeah, we're making progress.
Okay, so are you girlfriended now?
We're not girlfriended yet, but it's heading that direction, I would say. I would say probably, I don't know, a couple more dates, I would think.
So like another 6 months?
No.
Well, you guys only go out like once every 6 weeks.
That's not true. It's not her fault I went to Hawaii.
So you gave her a gift?
Yeah, I got her a gift in Hawaii. I got her this little rock lava bracelet thing, and she liked it.
It was a diamond emerald
No, it was
tennis
not.
bracelet.
No, it was not. It was not.
Okay, cubic zirconia.
No, it was
Same
not.
thing. So
it was not.
So
dude.
you give her the tennis bracelet.
It wasn't a tennis bracelet. Stop.
What do you mean?
It was a lava rock bracelet.
So you guys meet for the first time, and you give her a lava rock tennis bracelet.
Okay, why do you keep saying tennis bracelet?
Because it sounds more affluent.
Okay.
And stuff.
Okay.
So you give her a gift from Hawaii.
Yeah, she really liked it. She thought it was nice. She was about it.
Okay.
What do you want me to say? She
That's
liked
it?
the gift. Yes,
the whole
she
thing.
liked the gift. She thought it was thoughtful. She thought it was a good gift because it was her
Okay.
birthday.
Is she a teacher?
No, she's not a teacher.
Okay.
No.
Chris Karn? No, she's not
she's
a teacher.
she's an operations manager at a PTSD clinic.
Yeah. No, not reading that. Anyway, the point is.
Yeah.
The point is.
Yeah.
So, how much did you guys talk in Hawaii? Because this is what, date number 2 with this, or 3?
3.
Date 3.
Yeah.
How much did you talk with this girl in Hawaii?
A decent bit.
Yeah, a lot.
Not a lot. A decent bit.
John Jackson says Kissing.
Yeah.
Go Hawks.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
So you guys had your makeout sesh. You talked.
We didn't make out. We kissed twice. We didn't make out. Big difference. Drive. We get to the end of the drive. Got out. Gave her a hug, and we kissed twice. What? Here we go. You guys ready? Here comes Uncle Monty going to tell me I messed it up.
Little buddy.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
What's your favorite country in Europe?
I'm not answering that question. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No.
Nope. Mine's French.
No.
Come on. Are you kidding me?
I'm not what?
You can't even call it a makeout session.
No, we didn't make out.
God, do you have any game?
Yes, I do. Like you're in such a hurry.
Because you ain't getting any younger.
Like you're in such a hurry.
You ain't getting any younger.
It takes time. We're going to Van Gogh this weekend. The Van Gogh experience downtown.
When did you become an art guy?
I've been an art guy, dude. Just haven't had the money.
Okay. So you bought yourself art in Hawaii?
Yeah.
While you were gawking at all the hot chicks in the pool?
Yes. 2 little art pieces. I think they're cool.
Okay.
They're little canvas pieces.
So how long is it going to be before you and this girl?
2-3 more dates, I would think. Before it's like official.
Okay, so what does that mean, official? Like, what do you guys...
Like boyfriend, girlfriend.
Are you guys seeing other people?
Not currently. No.
How do you know? Have you talked about it?
We haven't talked about it specifically, but she's talked about how she doesn't have time to date multiple people. I don't have time to date multiple people. Like,
Yeah. Provo Pit Barbecue says Jake brought her back a lei from the plane as a gift.
Hey,
Right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going good. Like, you just can't rush these things. It takes time. And you're going to sit here and tell me I'm an idiot and I don't have any game, and I know.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So she is girlfriend material.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Okay. So you're thinking date number 10 or 11?
No, I'm thinking 5 or 6.
So is this like a will you go to homecoming thing with me? Will you say to her, hey, little buddy, I was thinking we could be boyfriend and girlfriend.
I really don't care if you think it's sus.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. All right. Come on, Jake. We've cleared out. Take that thing to the hotel, to the hole. Come on, Jake. We've cleared out. Take that thing to the hole.
Okay.
James Knight.
Yeah.
James Knight also is the one who said you should be getting hookers, but I don't know if I'd be taking dating advice from James.
Yeah. I mean, look. I'm not rushing it. We're just doing our thing, man.
So you're not going to see anybody else.
Not at this moment. No.
Okay. Therapist Monty, the date doctor.
Yeah.
Says John Jackson.
Yeah.
Trevor, your comment got barred. He essentially wants to know why I'm cross-examining you on this date. And he basically his question was, why are you cross-examining him? They tried to smash, but another word, which is why he got filtered.
I see. Yeah.
Have you tried to?
No,
smash?
not yet. Not yet. No, we're not there yet. It's not.
Okay.
We're not there yet.
Okay. Now, that guy says, in all seriousness, I'm with Jake. Take it slow here. Chris Karn says, sounds like Jake is ready to fly the W in the 3rd inning.
That's what I'm saying. I'm taking my time. Last night was really nice, man. We met up at a coffee place. I don't drink coffee, so I got hot chocolate, which admittedly was really good. I hadn't had hot chocolate in a long time.
Okay.
Got hot chocolate. Then we went for a drive, which was really nice. And then we came back, and that was it. It was good.
You can't rush these things, Jeremy Bolton says.
Oh, God.
I mean, look, it took Caruso years to suck.
Bro, he is better than anybody on the Jazz except for Don.
Hey, Buckets O'Neal.
Buckets O'Neal.
Come on.
Where was Buckets O'Neal last night when it was 109-108? Come on.
Yeah, that was a little.
Don't get me started on the Jazz right now, please.
No, we don't have.
Please don't.
Dating by generation. Yeah, we need a Barry White drop. I agree with that. Do you know who Barry White is?
No.
He doesn't know who Barry White is.
I don't know who Barry White is, dude.
And you wonder why you're a virgin.
I know. No, I'm not making an old person joke. I'm not.
Jake got hot chocolate as a coffee place and didn't make out, but I have faith in him.
She's a good kisser.
How would you know you didn't make out?
What do you mean? How would I know? But we didn't make out. Just because you don't make out doesn't mean you can't kiss somebody.
Okay, no. If you ain't,
dude, it's not like that. You guys are wrong on this, dude. You are wrong on this.
God,
You are wrong.
God, I need an audience.
Yeah, you have an audience, clearly.
No, he clearly is ignoring me.
We've got the whole gallery here.
I've prayed for you. It clearly has not worked at all. You keep dating teachers.
I'm not dating a teacher, bro.
And you're like, oh, yeah, we kissed. Oh, so you guys had a makeout session. That's amazing. No, we didn't. We just kissed.
We didn't make out. Making out is different than having a couple, 2 good kisses. That's different.
Okay, what's a good kiss?
I don't know. How do you define a good kiss?
I don't fucking know. I wasn't there.
More than a peck. It was a.
Okay, did you guys go to France?
No.
Okay. So you just mushed your faces together.
Yeah, that's what we did. We just mushed our faces together.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Anyway, the point is, I'm happy for you.
No, you're not.
No. Well, I am. What do you mean, no, I'm not? Yes, I am.
Y'all want to play.
Yeah. I'm happy for you.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
You're one step closer to losing your virginity.
My word.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Greg Hawkins. I kiss my mom. I make out with girls. Did you kiss her on the lips?
Yes. Multiple times. I don't know. Making out to me is like an extended portion.
Yes, Justin. Jake kissed her the way Tom Brady kisses his son.
Y'all want to play.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how it's going to be.
That's fucked up.
It may be, but he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. Mrs. Monty needs to be in the conversation. She's not.
So don't even think about messing with me.
Fat Jesus says demonstrate on your arm.
No. Nope. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
Oh, my God. I'm like, look, man, we all here just trying to help you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I know. Thanks, guys.
We're waiting
really
for our
appreciate
boy
it.
to become a man.
Really appreciate it. Yep. Really appreciate it.
Anyway. All right, before we talk Hawaii, let's talk about generational dating.
Yeah.
And the difference between men dating and women dating.
Sure.
Because I think there is a huge difference for women. There's like a stigma. Like I'm sure women sit around and have these conversations. I wouldn't know. But why is it so taboo for women to talk about dating the way guys talk about dating?
Okay, meaning what?
Meaning that, if we were sitting here as women talking, well, and you are, but anyway, the point is.
Yeah, next question.
Yeah, if we were sitting here talking about like dating, like, oh man, I'm dating like 3 different dudes, and if
I really don't care if you think it's sus.
But women would be that would be sus for a woman. That would be judgmental for a woman.
Right. Yeah, no, I think it's judgmental. It comes off as judgmental for older women. I see younger women talking about it all the time.
You do?
Yeah, people my age, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, all the time.
Jake, until you're borrowing mom's makeup to cover up the hickeys, Monty is not going to give you credit.
Oh, I mean, if I show up to a hickey on the show, y'all better be proud. I mean, that's what it is.
We're with you. Chris Karn says, my wife is getting pissed because I'm laughing so hard laying here in bed. Great segment. Oh, that's great. I just think it's funny. We were talking about dating in Hawaii. And there was a conversation about the double standard.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's I think for a lot of women it's uncouth to be like, oh well, I'm dating multiple people.
To run through me like a hot
yeah,
knife through butter.
I mean it's uncouth. Yeah, okay, sure, but I think that's how dating has been for decades at this point. I mean, it's always been a thing where it's some medal of honor as a dude to be like, oh yeah, like I'm hooking up with like 4 people at a time. And I've never really been that way, but I know that there are a lot of dudes who are like that, and I just think it just depends on your outlook. I don't think there's anything wrong for women to be like, hey, yeah, like I'm dating multiple people and, that's what it is. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but,
That's why you don't ask women.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to know.
What number you are.
I don't want to know, man.
Greg Hawkins says, James is right. Girls talk. James says, Monty, are you kidding? They talk, man. I bet they do, Fat Jesus says, if your pants got tighter, it was a makeout session.
They didn't get tighter. And that reference is, come on.
Go Hawks.
Yeah, baby, let's do this.
Yeah, we're keeping it, you got to understand, we're keeping it classy. We're taking it slow. We're taking our time. Like, things are fine. Okay. There's no need to rush it. Like, things are in a great place. We're both happy. She said she was really happy last night. Like, I'm not gonna force the issue physically until it's time. I'm not.
Speaking of forcing the issue physically, let's talk about Hawaii.
Yeah. Hawaii.
So Hawaii was amazing, right?
Yeah. Awesome trip.
It was. We spent a lot of time in the pool.
I never thought I was going to be like a hang out in the pool all day guy, but man, I'm about it.
My wife says the exact same thing.
And I mean, you want to talk about dialing in the correct amount of, sunscreen to not burn, but to get tan? Perfect execution.
Yeah, it was fun. It was awesome. My wife turned into a bartender. We bought some mango svedka vodka.
Yeah.
Poured it in with some orange juice. It was delightful.
Phenomenal.
Had so many good meals. Hung out in the pool. Jake was grading chicks. Like, there were tan lines to be had.
I mean, what are you supposed to do at a pool? Are you supposed to? Am I supposed to just hang out with my eyes closed?
Well, I mean, I don't have eyes for other women because I'm married. I mean, so I only look at my wife.
Right.
Mrs. Monty.
Right.
Right. But anyway, the point is, Hawaii was really good. And the thing I want to talk about with Hawaii is, I'll go back to what I started the show talking about. The first night we were in Hawaii, day one, off the plane.
Right.
10 hours of sleep. Like, I laid down in my bed at the Westin, the Ocean Villa Resort, and slept for 10 hours.
Until one of us passes the fuck out.
Oh, and I did. It was amazing. You guys went to dinner, had a few drinks, came back, went to bed.
Yeah.
I never went to dinner, didn't have any drinks, just slept. The next night, I slept for 10 more hours. Like, it's amazing when you don't, because one of the great things about working at Yelp is you don't have work responsibilities outside of work.
Yeah.
Like, when you're done working,
it doesn't go home with you.
You're done.
Yeah.
So I was not checking email, none of that.
Yeah.
Done.
Yes.
And so you're not thinking about it. You're not nothing. And I have not slept that well in over a year.
It's kind of amazing.
It was awesome. And granted, the last 2 nights we had to shift to an Airbnb that had no air conditioning, and we had a queen bed instead of a king. And okay.
It was fine, though.
I still slept like 7 hours.
Yeah, it was fine.
It is amazing how much better your sleep is when you are checked out. And I'm telling you, I think there is a reluctance in this country to take our personal time away, our vacation time. You got to do it because it'll change your life.
Yeah, man. I mean, it just is. It is PTO is massive, and I think it's easier to take PTO when you're on a salaried position and that salary is doing well for you. I think it's harder when you're in a performance-based position because you're basically trading time off for money. You're getting paid for that time off, but it's nowhere near what you're going to get paid.
Nobody's working for a base salary.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, you just have to understand that when you're in a performance-based situation, that's different than, making whatever you make on just a salaried 9-to-5 typical situation. But yeah, I feel completely refreshed. I feel good to go, and I'm really excited. I love this time of year because, right now, as it currently is situated, I'm working this week. And I could take the next 3 weeks off. I'll probably work next week, just because, it's probably what's going to happen. But that's the nice thing about this time of year. You get, we get 10 days in Maui. Then we come back, we get a week to 2 weeks of work. And then we're off for another 2 weeks for the holidays. So it's just that's why I said before we went on the Maui trip, I was like, man, I love this time of year because it's just relaxing. It's, it's been a long year. Like, I just love this time of year.
Justin Salas says, I work for a UK-based company, and it's crazy the amount of time people take off. It's definitely a cultural thing. No doubt about it.
Well, like how much time, I'm glad he said that. How much time are people taking off in your experience over there?
It's weeks at a time.
I know it's way more, but
my wife works for a massive company.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasant surprise. Like her boss was like, yeah, find some time to take off. The company is going to pay you. We just want you to be relaxed. Check out. Take some time off at the end of the year. Like, I think it's changing culturally because the way people do business, what we're finding out is the way people do business, people are more productive when they take more time off.
Yeah.
And Yelp is looking at a 4-day work week.
Man, I would love that so much.
There's a lot of companies looking at 4-day work weeks. And I think it's just something where we can't be scared or insecure so we don't take our time off.
Yeah, see, this is the conundrum, right? Well, like with this next stint of time off time. Like, so then with what you just said in mind, why wouldn't you take the third week? Well, I'm like, I could, but 3 weeks is a long time.
But we're incentivized to work because if I'm not working, I'm probably giving away $7,000 to $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. And I would, 30 to 40 days a year, Justin said. People are taking off 30 to 40 days a year.
That's at least 20 more days than I take off.
Yeah. I mean, it is, and it's significant. And I think it's really important. And I think I feel great today.
Yeah.
I am not tired today. I am not yawning today.
Yeah.
I am not struggling today.
Yeah, man.
I will say the 4:30 alarm went off like a lightning bolt.
Yeah, but I didn't feel, you can feel the difference,
Yes.
like when you're getting up at 4:30 isn't easy any way you slice it. It's just not. Like it's never going to be. It just is what it is. But there's a difference. Like, do you have to drag yourself out of bed, or can you easily wake up? Like, is your body desperate for more sleep or not? Like, you can feel those things. So I just think it is what it is, as they say. Like, we as Americans overwork ourselves. There's no question.
Yeah, it's been nice being off for 2 full weeks, and then I'll work 2 weeks and I'll be off for the next 2 weeks. It's really nice. I like it. It is remarkable. Greg Hawkins says, even when I was hourly, I always took as much time off as I wanted. The money to me meant way less than the quality of life. Always did my job better too. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how I do the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. It's just a hard balance because you never want to not make money, But at the same time, I think time off is, there is a huge part of me that's like, hey, take 3 weeks off, snowboard your ass off for 3 weeks, and just just have a party with it. There's a big part of me who wants that.
Justin Salas says, we have unlimited PTO. They have unlimited mental health days as well. I told my manager I was having a tough day. They just let me take the remainder of the day off. Very similar to what happens at Yelp.
Yeah.
We do not have unlimited PTO, but any PTO you request is granted.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Edgar Garcia says, where do I apply? Yelp sounds great. Yelp is great.
It is phenomenal.
If you're willing to compete every day.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think the way we work in this country is changing. Like the unemployment stuff, the numbers of people that are unemployed you're seeing is different now because people have access to better pay and better jobs. And they're not taking menial jobs. They're going for a better way of life. And I think the way we hire and fire people are, it's changing. It's really changing. Greg Hawkins says, wow, Justin, sounds like I got to move to the UK for sure.
Yeah.
Chelsea Football Club.
Seriously.
The Nye guy says the Bears are one day off away from winning a Super Bowl. Exactly.
Okay. So that's how it's going to be.
Yeah,
why you gotta say stuff like that, bro? Like, we already went through the miserable Bears conversation on this show, and then you got to bring it up again.
Justin says it's a UK-based company. I don't even live in the UK. I live in Austin.
It's phenomenal, dude.
Remote work environment, friends.
I'm telling you, work from home is where it's at.
Is what it is. What is the best moment in Hawaii? If I said the one moment.
Fishing. Fishing was a lot of fun. We didn't really catch anything, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they don't call it catching.
Yeah.
The fishing boats were fun. We were on the same boat with Joe Rogan. Not with him, but the same boat he went on the day before.
I have to say, Roost Chris was phenomenal. Very impressed. Like, probably 2 times better than the one here in Salt Lake. Like, that much better.
The Roost Chris in Maui is known as the best one in the country. It is.
Yeah.
They lived up to it. I mean, it lived up to it. It was phenomenal. Really good. I thought it was the best meal we had.
Yeah.
Mama's Fish House. If you don't know what that is, you should figure it out.
Man, if you go to Mama's, just get the mahi. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, you don't like sushi.
No, I had sushi in Maui. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. Again, like I said while we were there, I literally said while they, Mrs. Monty, and Grammy were eating their sushi, I was like, you'll never catch me here eating alone. I'll never go to sushi on my own. I just won't. It's not my style.
I don't know. They had a tuna arugula panko crusted roll that was.
I mean, awesome. It's good. It's good, but I'm not.
It's cool.
I mean, it's good, but I'm not like, man, that was to die for. I need to have that again.
I love sushi.
And then leaving, I felt so weird leaving too. I felt like, man, I feel like I haven't eaten anything and I'm full. Like if it was the strangest thing. Like I felt like I'd had an appetizer and I was done.
Yeah.
which
By
was
the way,
odd.
how did you enjoy first class on Delta?
Good. It was really good. I think going home was more worth it than going there. I think going home I was exhausted and didn't really sleep on the plane home that much. Like I slept a little bit, but I just was in and out and
So on the overnight flight, we took the red eye.
Yeah, the red eye.
I didn't sleep
slept
on that flight.
I'm not going to say I didn't sleep at all, but it wasn't like, oh, plane took off, I fell asleep, and then woke up and the flight was over. It wasn't like that for me.
Bro, I got on the plane in Maui.
Yeah.
We took off. I fell asleep. I woke up when they dinged. Like when we had probably 30 minutes left on the flight.
Yeah, I mean, it's quick going home. That's the thing you got to understand about flying to Hawaii. Going to Hawaii takes a lot longer than coming home from Hawaii because of the winds.
Because of the jet stream.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I just have never been the pass out, get into deep sleep on a plane guy.
And then I flew from Maui to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Slept most of the way.
Yeah.
Phoenix to Salt Lake, slept about half that flight. And then Saturday night was brutal, like trying to stay awake to go to bed on
dude,
Saturday.
The sleep on Saturday night was glorious. I went to bed at 10:15 and didn't wake up till 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, actually, that's not true. I did wake up. Me and early morning P guy had a little conversation, and then I went right back to bed till 8 o'clock. It was phenomenal.
It was awesome.
I mean, absolutely. Last thing, really quick. Couch sleeping. I slept on the couch the whole time in Maui. Absolutely loved it. It was amazing.
That's so weird to me.
I mean, it was.
Wait until we're going back. We're going back in. I think we'll spend 2 weeks in Hawaii this year.
This coming year.
Yeah, the resort we're staying at. Forget it. Like it's one of the newest, best resorts in Maui.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
You're sleeping on a bed on that trip.
And that trip, I am. Yeah. But
yeah, and she's going with me, and we're gonna French kiss.
Well.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I mean, you're the same guy who's talking to me about not getting shut out on the trip. Come on. You're the guy that's talking to me about having to turn the TV on so you guys can go all covert on it. Come on, guy. Come on. And then you want to give me crap about not making out last night.
Yeah. It is what it is, man.
Come on, dude.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm happy.
Sure.
I'm not a couch sleeper.
Well, no, of course not.
I'm a California King weighted blanket sleeper.
Yeah.
With a body pillow. By the way, if you're not using a body pillow, you're not living.
You better name it Marge, apparently.
My body pillow is my wife named it. My body pillow's name is Marge.
Okay.
Fine. Play the music.
Okay.
Hey, appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for coming back. Always appreciate you listening to the show, watching the show. Yes, we are still giving away this Xbox when we get to 3,000 subscribers. Hit subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. Then take a picture of your subscribe. Tag us on social. And we'll enter you to win this thing. Eventually, we'll give it away.
At some point.
You know.
And stuff.
Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, The Monty Show. MONTY, The Monty Show. Jake is SLC Supercars. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.